Welcome, everyone, to your complete guide to HTML in just 10 minutes. If you've ever wanted to build your own website but didn't know where to start, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to demystify HTML, the fundamental building block of the entire web. By the end of this video, you'll have the skills to create your very own web page from scratch. We'll be moving quickly, so feel free to pause, rewind, and rewatch any section. Let's get started. So, what is HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Think of it as the skeleton of a website. It gives content structure and meaning by telling the browser what's a heading, what's a paragraph, what's a link, and so on. Every HTML document starts with a basic structure. First, we declare the document type with doctype HTML greater than. This tells the browser we're using the latest version of HTML. Then, we have the HTML tag, which is the root element that wraps everything. Inside the HTML tag, we have two main sections, the head and the body. The head section contains meta-information about the page that isn't displayed directly. This includes things like the page title, which you see in your browser tab. We create that with the title tag. For example, title my first web page, title. It also includes links to style sheets and scripts, but we'll stick to pure HTML for now. Now, for the exciting part, the body. Everything you see on a web page text, images, links goes inside the body tags. Let's start with headings. HTML gives us 6 levels of headings, from H1 to H6. H1 is the most important, like the main title of your page, while H6 is the least important. Let's add one, HA Welcome to my website, HA. Under our heading, we probably want some text. For that, we use the paragraph tag, which is simply. You can write anything inside it, like this. This is my first paragraph. Learning HTML is fun. You can have as many paragraphs as you need. What if you want to emphasize some text? You can use the tag to make text bold and the M tag for italics, which stands for emphasis. For example, this is important text, and this is M emphasized, M. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful features of the web, links. Links, or hyperlinks, are created with the anchor tag, which is the ref attribute specifies the destination URL. So, to link to Google, we would write Go to Google. The text between the tags is what the user clicks on. How about adding images? We use the tag for that. This is a self-closing tag, meaning it doesn't need a separate closing tag. It requires a src attribute, which is the source or path to the image file. It's also crucial for accessibility to add an alt attribute, which provides a text description of the image. For example, next up, lists. There are 2 main types, unordered lists, which are bullet points, and ordered lists, which are numbered. An unordered list is created with ul, and each list item is li. So, ul li item 1, li item 2, li, ul. For an ordered list, just switch ul to ol. As websites became more complex, semantic HTML was introduced. These tags describe their content's meaning, which helps with search engines and accessibility. Instead of using generic div containers for everything, we can use tags like header, footer, nav for navigation links, main for the main content, and article or section to group related content. Using These makes your code cleaner and more meaningful. Let's briefly touch on forms. Forms are essential for user interaction, like contact forms or login pages. You start with a form tag. Inside it, you use input elements. The type attribute is very important here. You can have input type equals text greater than for a text field, input type equals password greater than for a password field, and input type equals submit greater than to create a submit button. Each input should have a label for accessibility. For example, label for equals username, username, label input type equals text ID equals username. Finally, let's look at tables. Tables are used to display data in rows and columns. You start with a table tag. Inside, you have TR for table rows. Within each row, you use TH for table headers and TD for table data cells. It might look a bit complex at first, but it's just a nested structure. And there you have it. That's a whirlwind tour of HTML, from the basic structure to more advanced elements like forms and semantic tags. Let's do a quick recap. We learned about the basic document structure with HTML, head, and body. We covered text elements like headings H1 and paragraphs. We created links with, added images with, and made lists with ul and ol. We also touched on semantic tags and the basics of forms. You now have the foundational knowledge to build a simple, static web page. The key to mastering HTML is practice. Try building a personal portfolio page or a simple blog layout. Open a text editor. Start with that basic HTML structure and begin adding elements. Don't be afraid to experiment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial was clear and helpful. If you enjoyed it and learned something new, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more web development tutorials. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to learn next. Keep coding, and I'll see you in the next one.